So a lot of people reach out to us on a regular basis, either in comments or emails, with certain products that they find either on TikTok, YouTube, internet, whatever the case may be. And they want to know how good they are, but kind of dishing out the cash to try some products out can be a bit expensive. And so we wanted to start a series where we're actually reaching out to different product brands and seeing if we can get our hands on them, and we can try to give you an honest review. And so today I actually want to do an unboxing of a product that we have been asked about a million different times. Maybe not a million, but quite a few. And so today we're actually going to be going over the Tineco Floor 1 S7 Pro. So if you're not familiar with this is a basically wet dry vacuum designed for hardwood floors. So not only does it vacuum, but it also works as a running mop and helps clean the floors as well as just dust them. So with us and what we do for a living, having a cleaning business, and for a lot of you out there who run your own cleaning business as well, having a wet dry vacuum can actually be extremely useful because of the fact that if you've got a house that has all hardwood floors, you end up cleaning the floors twice. First you vacuum the floors, then you go through and mop the floors. Having something that actually does both at the same time, I think is going to be a heck of a time saver. And so we want to test it out and really see if it's worth it and just how good it works. So I've got right here the Tineco Floor 1 S7 Pro. We're going to go ahead and open this bad boy up right now, get it unboxed, and we're going to check it out and put it to work. So first thing I want to do is ask you guys to bear with me. I'm not an unboxing channel, although if this goes well, maybe we can get a few more products in here and really start showing you guys some of these products. I do want to say, first of all, thank you to Tineco. This was actually sent from them to us, so we can do a legitimate, honest review of it. And so I'm actually kind of excited. We've been seeing this one on TikTok a lot lately as well. Hadn't really thought about purchasing it, but when I reached out, they were amazing. And let me just say, a really good company to work with thus far. But anyways, like I said, try not to judge me too hard on my unboxing skills. This is not my profession. And yeah, so start getting some of the stuff out of here. All right, so we got the manual. Always keep the manual, don't want to lose that. Looks like this is the, I guess you would call it the head. It's normally bristles, right? Because it's normally a vacuum. But since this is a mop, it's like a mop material, like a microfiber mop material. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But just pulling these things out one by one. I'm gonna assume this is the HEPA filter there. I have absolutely no idea what that is, but we'll figure all this out. Start getting some of the main components out. All right, so we've got deodorizing and cleaning solution that actually comes with it. So that's kind of a nice little thing right there. What else we got in here? Power cord, always useful and helpful. Some type of cleaning brush. I guess as I read the instructions, we'll find out a little bit more about it. And just trying to the handle. That's nice. Sorry, I don't know about you guys. I like unboxing videos. I like watching people pull everything out fresh, new, still in the bags. I think it's really fun and cool. Let's see, here's the main unit right here. Now, I will tell you this much. First things first, this thing is a lot sturdier than I thought it might be. This thing is not light at all. I saw two different things, and I think the second one's right. It comes in about 21 pounds for the whole vacuum and the set and stuff like that. So another one's at about 13, but this thing has got way too much heft to it. So I think it's actually a little bit heavier, but it's got a really good weight to it. So I'm really surprised at that. And it's like, it's sturdy. It's not cheaply made whatsoever. It's actually really, really sturdy. So we'll get that out. Another plastic piece here. Guess we'll figure out what those things are for. And it looks like I've got, oh, a base. Okay, nice. A charging base. And we've got that right there. Get some of the trash out of the way here. So we've got our charging base. I'm gonna try to guess at some of this stuff because I think it's much more fun to guess instead of actually knowing what I'm doing. But I'm seeing some holes in the base and size aligns quite right. And that goes right there. Now with all the parts that I have, I'm gonna say the brush probably goes right there. It looks to fit quite well. The spare roller, oh yes, and this is a spare. I just realized that as I was pulling it out. There is a roller on the vacuum already. So this is a spare right there. And I'm gonna assume this little spot over here is gonna either be for this or this. Okay, not for the cleaning solution, doesn't fit, but might be a good place to put the spare HEPA filter. Not 100% sure, but it seems to fit right now, so I'm okay with that. And then we've got the vacuum itself. So the vacuum looks like it just loads in just like that. Now I'm gonna start kind of playing with this. Oh, you know what? Put the handle in. Pops in like that. There. Oh, no screws needed. That's nice. No tools needed. Just pops in, locks in. That is nice and sturdy. And yet with a cleaning solution, and then we've got our owner's manual. So what I'm gonna do right now is I am gonna get this thing plugged in. We're gonna take a quick look at it before testing it out, but I do wanna get it plugged in really quick. That way we can at least get it charging. So when it's ready to test it, we'll have power. Get that plugged in.
Charging.
Okay, it talks to us. And, oh, time for the fun part. Oh. Peeling the plastic off a brand new electronic device. I don't care if it's a vacuum. That is an extremely satisfying experience. Another one right here. Oh. We're gonna go ahead and get that peeled off. Let's see if there's any more stickers that I see. So I think we're good right there. So what I do want to do is play around with it just a little bit before I even get into the manual. I just want to kind of test it out and get a good idea for how the whole thing operates. Then I'll read the manual so it'll make a little bit more sense. I do see a push little lever right here. So this looks like it's the water tank. And it is. So it's 1 cap full of the cleaning solution to 1 tank of water. Not too bad. This has 16 ounces in it. I'm assuming a cap is probably close to about 1 ounce. So 16 uses per bottle, not too shabby. And like I said, the install and everything, fill hole right here. So basically just close it up, get it filled up, and quick, fast, and in a hurry, right back in there. Now let's go ahead and turn this around a little bit because I'm gonna test out some of the stuff in the front. So quick button. Okay, so that is a spare HEPA filter. There is a HEPA filter already installed. I don't want to break anything or ruin anything, so I'm going to leave it in place for right now until I do actually read it. But it looks like the top comes off pretty easily, and then here's your, what I would say, your rubbish container, where all your trash and stuff goes. And that seems to just slide in there nicely. Make sure I'm putting it in correctly. Oh, there we go, we just misaligned. Yeah, no, another brand new sticker here. I really do enjoy the stickers, like getting that new cell phone and just, peeling it off. Oh, such a great feeling. Anyway, so we're gonna pop that back in there, and that's pretty simple, I would say. Now there's one more thing I do want to test really quick while this is supposed to be charging. I see 2 little levers on the front here, so 2 little push buttons. I have a feeling that releases something. Aha! So it's to release the cover so that we can get the brush out. Or I guess I'm gonna call it a brush because I don't know what else to call it, but mop / vacuum head. And that comes right off. So it seems pretty easy. And now looking at this unit right here, it looks like this might be where the water is actually outputted, or it could be right here. Sorry, I'm literally just kind of playing with this and trying to figure it all out, but generally speaking, pretty easy unboxing. It looks like it assembles pretty easily and pretty well. It's a good sturdy build. That much I can say right off the bat. Very, very good sturdy build. So I'm liking that so far. Now let's see if I can get this back on without breaking anything. All right, let's stand it back up and try to do it this way. So you go right there. That on? Ah, there we go. Got it. So this bad boy is assembled. And like I said, the breakdown of it, pretty easy. Looks like keeping it, and it's charging. The breakdown's pretty easy. Looks like it's gonna be pretty easy to keep clean because this assembly is pretty nice. And all in all, it seems like a very, very well self-contained unit. So I'm kind of curious as how it all works. But we still got to get it charged up first before we can test it out. But here's the unit right here. Here's everything. And I just want to go over a couple little things that we'll talk about when we're actually testing it out. But what I really want to test on this one is some extreme situations, right? So this is going to look very much like a commercial because I really want to test it out. I'm thinking maybe a broken egg on the ground, some spilled ketchup, maybe some milk, maybe some yogurt. But I do want to try the dry goods as well. So I've got some cereal set aside, some crackers set aside, because I really want to see how it handles wet and dry simultaneously. Because there is no brush on this one. It's just that little mop head that I showed you. So I'm curious as to how it brings everything in, separates all the garbage. I'm assuming all the water and garbage go into this container right here. We'll figure that out when we test it out. I'm so intrigued by this thing. I really am. And I don't know how a vacuum works without bristles. So that's kind of interesting. And it does say that it's self-cleaning as well. So that's kind of a curious aspect. But we're gonna go ahead and let it charge. For me, it's probably gonna be an hour or so. For you, it's gonna be about a split second. But as soon as this is all charged up, we're gonna take it out and put it to work and really test this thing out. I wanna give you the most honest review I can, so I'm gonna put this thing under a major test. So, we'll be back in a second. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and get the water tank filled up. So we're gonna be taking 1 capful of the detergent that comes with the vacuum. We're gonna add that in there and then we're gonna take it and fill it up. Do be careful when you're filling this up. There is a max fill line. If you do go over that max fill line, you will get some dripping at the top. So just make sure that you don't fill it up too high. Then to put it back in, it's just a really quick boop, boop, and drop it right in, clicks right in, and we're ready to go. So when you first start it up, you'll see that there's a menu that'll take you through all the setup, which will let you know where all the buttons are at, what are all the options and all that fun stuff. Pretty explanatory, pretty quick and easy, and kind of gives you a good idea of how to get prepped and ready. Now you do have your menu here where you can do things like turn on and off the light. You can change the overall volume of the voice. You can have a water aura solution. And so what it basically tells you about that is it does have the ability to do electrolysis to the water. So if you want deep cleaning with just like, acidic water versus using the solution, you have that option. Here I'm just showing you all the buttons on it. So you've got your Wi-Fi button, your mute button, your self-cleaning button, as well as your on and off, and then your controls on the front. Now, the cool thing that I thought about this one, or found out about this one, is it's self-propelled. So you'll see with just one finger, I'm holding it here, it actually takes itself forward. And if you turn it around, pull it back, it actually comes back for you. So it is self-propelled, which is gonna take a lot of less energy. So this is gonna be our first vacuum test, which is dog hair. We've got tons of it around our house, and I really wanted to start with the dog hair to see if it's gonna clog stuff when it gets wet, clump up, get tangled around stuff, but it handled that like a champ. Then I figured, it's time to lay down the gauntlet. So grabbed a little cereal, smashed that into the ground, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of ketchup, a nice little dropped egg, because it does happen in the kitchen from time to time. Where's my dropped egg? There it is. And smash that one in too. And then a little bit of flour, because that stuff can cake in when you're doing mopping and stuff. So I figured, let's really test this thing out. If I'm going to show you how it works, we're going to show you. Now there's So Chill popping in to test out the vacuum, and let's see how it goes. So one quick swipe through and a quick mop back. That right there is impressive. That was no joke. That was a lot of nasty stuff on the floor. But you know what? Once isn't enough. I'm gonna prove that it really works. We're gonna do it again. There's another egg for you. There's some more cereal for you. Oh yeah, making a big mess. I think I'm gonna throw down some mustard here. And I believe I threw down some ketchup, but again, the ketchup's actually a little bit off screen. You might be able to, you'll see it right there. Ketchup's off screen, but
as you can see, the first round, it handled it like a champ. So I'm kind of interested to see how it happens or how it goes on the second round. Oh, forgot the flour. Gotta have that flour. I thought that would be a really good test because if it gets wet, it gets cakey. Anybody who's ever made pasta or bread or anything like that, we know how like tacky flour can get when it's wet. So I thought that'd be a great test. But yeah, back to back. And I wanted to try this to really see, like, you know, if it just keeps going. Oh, and this time we turn the light on to show you that it will illuminate the room and illuminate the floor. And so let's test it out and see how this goes. Oh, just sucks it right up. And you can see it shooting up into the reservoir, the water reservoir up there. Yeah, when I had to clean that out, it looked like some nasty scrambled eggs. But you know what? Look how clean that floor is. Like, the light really shows the shine. It does a really good job. I gotta tell you, I didn't know what to think about this. You know, when you see certain things on TikTok and people, you know, have advertisements, you never really know. But so far, I've been very impressed. So next thing I want to do is an actual like puddle type of situation. So got a little milk on the floor, and let's see how it handles the milk. Now the mop itself does a really good job of kind of self-cleaning itself. I didn't really get into it in this video, but it does self-clean itself, and I might talk about that more if you have any more questions about the vacuum. And here is where I really wanted to start testing some more legitimate things inside the house. So I went and grabbed some potting soil out of some of our pots. And for us, this is legitimate because if any of you guys have seen any of Sojo's videos, you know that she has an entire tropical forest in our house. And so when she is planting planting plants, potting plants, that's what I'm trying to say, we do get some soil on the floor. But look, it handles it like a champ. Like, it wasn't even an issue. Now, what I really, really like is not only is it cleaning up like a normal vacuum, which is really cool, but it's mopping the floor simultaneously, which is cutting all of our work in half. Our house is all hardwood floors. There is no carpet, just the rugs that we've added in. So it's kind of nice to be able to vacuum and then mop. And then check this out. It's still dry. Like, it is mopping, but it's not leaving a lot of water residue on the floor. So it dried within seconds. Now you'll still see a little gloss for a while, but that was pretty impressive. This was the one, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you in editing, I lost the clip that I wanted to show, but I just wanted to show you how it really is self-cleaning. So you can just see, I just took that mop head through a bunch of ketchup. Bright red ketchup. Now, when I'm done with this, I'm going to bring out and actually pull the top off, and we're going to rub on the actual mop head itself. And I do apologize because I did have this clipped in, but basically I was showing that there's no red, there's no nothing. It's just a little bit damp, but it's totally cleaned up. Now this test here was to kind of show you, if you see that little blue-red dial around the outside, it just lets you know that when things get a little bit tougher, it ramps up. So you can see it's dropping back down into the blue because it's done vacuuming right now, but obviously the soil is going to be a harder job for it to pick up. And as it starts going through the soil, you'll actually notice that the little blue line starts to fill red. So it's letting you know that, hey, I'm trying harder. I'm working harder here for you. I'm ramping up the mopping. I'm ramping up the vacuum. I'm sucking harder. And so it does adjust based upon whatever it is you're cleaning up. So if you're just going around your clean house and, just doing your daily maintenance, you're not going to have much of an issue. It's going to kind of stay very low and moderate. But if you need it, it does kick up. This right here was a test I was really concerned about, was getting right up against the edge of something. So we poured some flour. I wanted to test it and put it right up against the edge and just kind of cruise it on through here. It handled it with no issues. I was so surprised. No residue, no flour, no nothing. That is a great sweep through right there and a great mopping effect. Absolutely amazing. This thing impressed me like no other the entire time. Now, here is when you're done, right? So we put it back on the base and it lets you know, hey, go empty out your tank. So that's what I do. Go take the tank off, go empty it out, bring it back over, and then I'm gonna go ahead and right on the top, there's a button, and we give that a press. And when you give that a press, it's gonna bring up your screen right here. And then you have an option, quick clean, quick self-clean, or super self-clean. One's 2 minutes, one's 6 minutes. So I went ahead and started it up, and it starts preparing a solution for its self-cleaning phase. This to me was really cool because what it does, and I'm just going to kind of explain it, but it's going to happen in a second. Not only does it like kind of flush the system, but what it does is actually runs all your fluids, your self-cleaning fluids through the system. so it cleans out all the piping and everything like that. Then it actually oversaturates, or from what I could tell, oversaturates the roller, and then basically does a scrape and vacuum on that. And then there is an air dryer inside that actually starts to dry off the head unit. So as the self-cleaning actually starts, you're gonna see some, splashing around in the tube, or in the reservoir where all the dirty water goes. And I try to show you a little bit of the bristles here. I wanted to actually show you the full cycle just because I thought it was really cool. The stand actually does everything. So you'll see that it keeps like spinning in little, pulses or whatever. So what it's doing right there is it's actually cleaning the brush off. And so it's saturating the brush, and then it's spinning like crazy. It's going through the self-cleaning scraper, and it's actually cleaning the mop. I was really impressed when we took the mop head back off after this, and it really was just lightly damp and clean. Like, we did another white paper test on it just to see if there was any residual, anything. We were doing a lot of soil, a lot of dirt, a lot of chocolate, the ketchup, the mustard. We didn't have no stains, no issues whatsoever. I was really, really impressed by this. Yeah, I don't know how much more I can say about the self-cleaning, which was really, really cool. As you can see here, finally, we just wanted to wrap it up really quick by doing, one of the rooms in the houses that had all hardwood floors, and just kind of showing you how quick it is, because not only are you vacuuming, you're mopping simultaneously, so you're basically knocking out 2 jobs at one time. For us in the cleaning industry, that's a great time saver, although it's kind of an expensive machine to be, handing out to, a bunch of people, but all in all, we absolutely love this product. I'm impressed.
I think it's safe to say we like it. It does an absolutely amazing job between the dry, the wet. I mean, we really kind of put it to the test today. I think the most impressive thing for me, other than, the fact that it's a, wet dry vac, like being able to get right up on the edges and stuff like that, it left everything really clean. And oh my goodness, the floors are so much cleaner. I mean, doing the, paper tests and stuff like that, it's coming up back up dry, it's coming up clean. Really, really impressive. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to go out and buy one right now, but I would say I highly recommend it. I think we'll get a lot of good use around this, or get a lot of good use of this around here, and possibly for work. So we'll keep using it. We'll keep you updated if we have any issues with it. But so far, pretty freaking amazing.